This book is from the Max and Ruby series. There are many books involving Max and Ruby, and they're done by various authors. This one was done by Rosemary Wells, and it's called Pandora's Box, the First Greek Myth. Rosemary Wells signed this book, and she says, "Hi there, Max and Ruby have taken a trip to Greece. Can you find it on your map?" First Greek Myth, Pandora's Box, by Rosemary Wells. If you want to learn more about Rosemary Wells, author and illustrator, you can go to her official website, rosemarywells.com. And now, the story about Pandora's Box. Max's sister Ruby put a sign on the door of her room. "This means you, Max," said Ruby. "Can you read it?" "Yes," said Max. But Max had no idea what the sign said. When Ruby wasn't looking, he sneaked into her room to see what was in her jewelry box. Ruby caught him. "Max," said Ruby, "can't you read what this sign says?" No," said Max. Ruby read him the sign out loud 3 times. Ruby made Max sit in her chair. "Max, I'm going to read you a story about sneaking and peeking. Are you ready, Max?" asked Ruby. Yes," said Max. "Then listen up," said Ruby. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Pandora. Pandora's mother had to go out to the store. "Pandora," she said, "you may have a nice piece of honey cake, and you may play in the sprinkler, but you must promise not to open my magic jewelry box." Pandora promised. Pandora ate a delicious piece of honey cake, and she played in the sprinkler. But she couldn't keep her mind off that box. Pandora tried to x-ray the box with her eyes. I think I see sugar lumps in there," she said. Then she shook it. "Oh, I hear diamond rings," she said. Pandora sat outside on the terracium, away from temptation. But a magnetic force propelled her inside. So she just peeked in the box for half a second. Out flew 100 twister bees, a slew of fire ants, and clouds of Mexican jumping weevils. "Oh no, what will I do? What will Mother say?" moaned Pandora. Then, through the huzz, buzz, and fluttering of 1,000 tiny wings, she heard a muffled voice cry, "Let me out!" Left inside the forbidden box was a little green spider. "Eek!" yelled Pandora. "I'm your only hope," said the spider. "Slam that lid on me, and you're a dead duck." The spider spun a web so big, wide, and wonderful that she caught every twister bee, fire ant, and Mexican jumping weevil in sight. Then she ate them all. "I am going back to bed, Pandora," said the spider, "but you must promise that you will never snoop again." "Never, never again," promised Pandora. When Pandora's mother returned, the house was entirely bug-free. "What a good bunny you are," said her mother. "I'm going to take you out to the movies. You can wear my gold necklace, and I'll wear my emerald pin," said Pandora's mother. Ruby closed the book. "What did Pandora's sign say, Max?" asked Ruby. "No," said Max. "And what does my sign say, Max?" asked Ruby. "No," said Max. "And who does it mean, Max? Ruby asked. You, said Max. The end. There are many myths and legends and stories left to us from ancient Greece. One of them is all about Pandora's box. A big sister or a big brother or a grown-up in your house can help you learn about that story. But this version of it, written and illustrated by Rosemary Wells, is called Max and Ruby's First Greek Myth, Pandora's Box.